Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 60-Minute Mash.
Welcome everybody to episode 8 of the 60-Minute Mash. It is
Hi everybody.
August the 7th, 2024, and we're happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
And isn't the year getting away? On the downhill run to Christmas already.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Unbelievable. I can't believe how fast the year's gone.
No.
But we've all been busy with work and everything like that. So
That is true.
all right, so we'll kick it off with what you been brewing.
Cheers.
Oh, what are you drinking?
It's the color of what I'm brewing, but it's not actually beer. It's just red wine.
I'm a little bit scared, but that's soon to come.
Oh, you got the okay. I think I know where you're going with that one. What am I brewing? I am brewing the Bock, the Hunt for the Red Bocktober Kegland All Grain Kit. That is day. What I put that down on Sunday. So it's a few days into fermentation. It's tracking well. I've hit below the gravity I was supposed to hit, so just playing with
much.
I think it wanted me to pull it 1.014, and I'm down to 1.011.
Okay, so you've overshot it.
Overshot it, but it was a necessary overshot because here I ran into some dramas. I was expecting a pre-boil gravity of, a post-boil gravity of 1.064, and
Yeah.
I only pulled out 1.041. And I have theories, but back to the maths, that will give me at this what I've fermented down to now 1.011. That'll give me an ABV of 3.9. So it's not too weak. So I'm glad it.
That's about what my target is, around 4.2, high threes.
Yeah, this was supposed to be 6.6. So
Whoa.
would have got pretty legless on that. So maybe it was an omen. Anyway, back to my theory. I think what happened is
Yeah. What I was going to ask. Yeah.
the only thing, like, I'm usually pretty close to what I'm supposed to get out of my mashes. But the only difference was I got Kegland to mill these grains. So I am going to get this exact same kit again, unmilled. I'm going to mill it, and I'm going to see if there's a difference in what gravity I pull out of the grains.
So we know I can't remember if it was the second or the first one, but they well undershot the grain bill. Like, they gave you normal size grain, then they gave you
Half a bag.
heavy
Yeah.
size. So the grain bill was like correct kilos.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't have got any more grains into that mash tun. It was pretty thick. It was porridge.
I can't believe the difference of the milling would make.
Well, I don't
That
know.
much
I don't know. This is why I'm actually excited to see the test, because if that's a huge factor, that could answer some questions that you had about your brewing efficiencies as well. Not getting as much sugars out of the grains. It could come down to the milling.
Yeah, which well, I haven't had a milling issue because I always get the brew shop to mill it for me.
Yes, but are they doing it correct? Are they doing it correctly?
Well, I just adjusted my brew house efficiency, and everything comes in a line. Yeah, I've never milled myself. I've always, whenever I've got grain, it's always pre-milled.
Well, this is the first one I haven't milled myself, and I thought
Didn't you?
it's only an extra $1. I'll pay them to do it just to help speed things up at home. But I'm
Lashing out there, boy.
What was
I
that?
said you're lashing out there,
I know.
spending that dollar.
And maybe that's why they have the option to pay another extra $1 to have it double milled. Maybe it's a millspiracy.
Could you notice any difference in the mill?
I did, actually.
Too crushed or not enough?
Not enough. I didn't. I felt like it came out of a lesser crush. It looked less crushed.
Oh, okay.
Than when I do it. I get a lot more husk falling off. Where these husks hadn't actually split, because usually you'd see 3 husks apart. These were sort of still together, so I think it was holding in, encapsulating more of that sugar.
How what was my question? Oh, did it seem to dough up more in the mash? Like, was it not?
No,
So there's no difference in the mash itself?
not that I noticed. No, not that I
Okay.
noticed. It just,
I thought it might have balled
It-
up a little bit more than usual.
no. Well, by what I'm saying is, it probably would have balled up less because it wasn't as powdery as
Okay.
when I've milled it to the width I have my miller. So I don't know, but anyway, I'm interested to test that little theory out, because
Yeah, because that's a huge difference. That's like under half, and that's the first reason why I questioned the grain.
so I've got 2 other all grain kits I'm going to brew. Question that I had to ask myself is, should I run that through my mill? Or should I do these and see they come out under as well?
I mean, it's not making the beer undrinkable, but it's not giving you the beer bit that you're buying either.
No, but well, Jules is happy that it's not 6.6.
Because she doesn't have to wake up in the morning or pick you up off the floor.
Oh, yeah. Deal with my snoring or whatever. Whatever other lies she wants to tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. If we're talking about the mash efficiency, jeez, I only had a couple of beers this afternoon. I can't even talk right. I was doing a bit of research. I found this a few weeks ago, and we just ran out of time, or I forgot about it over the last few weeks. But apparently, if you use a few drops of iodine, so when you think your mash is done, take a little sample out, and then use a couple of drops of iodine. And if it goes black, then your mash hasn't converted all the starches and everything into sugars.
Oof, okay.
If it comes out clear or a lighter brown, which is similar to what the actual iodine is, then it's got all the starches out. So I thought that's the first time after all these years I've ever heard about that. And yeah, apparently it's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Where are we getting the iodine from?
Oh, I think you probably get it from a chemist. I don't know if... Probably a chemist. I don't know if Woolies or anything has it, but... That might be interesting.
No, it seems to be... Oh, like betadine.
No, I don't know if betadine's iodine.
Oh, that's
betadine might be just a brand.
That's perox. Okay. Oh, betadine. Iodine. Okay, it doesn't look too expensive.
Well, I don't think it is, because normally you put it on, like if you cut yourself, you put it on your cut or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's betadine. Homebrew iodine. I was just seeing if any of the brew shops. Okay, yeah.
They do?
There's a place, funny enough, called the Brew Shop. They have a bottle. Okay.
But I just thought that was interesting that, after all the few years that I've been doing it, that's the first time I heard it. I was just doing a bit of research and...
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do it.
Yeah, there's a few videos.
Well, that'd be interesting because I'm pretty sure I would have had a good result out of this one because I definitely didn't get all the sugars out.
Yeah, well, that's why I was searching for something to be able to check the mash, because the inefficiencies that I was having, and I thought there's got to be some way. So at least if you check it and it goes black, well, you've just got to keep mashing a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this kit again. I'm gonna mill it. I'll do the exact same things. We'll see how we go, but it'll give me the answer. If I get the same result, then it's not the milling.
So when did you do it? Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, Sunday.
Only a few days into it.
Yeah.
How's
so
the ferment seem?
Yeah, I'll share that up here.
Did they how many sachets of yeast?
2 packets of Nova Lager.
Okay, well that's
there you go. I bought it. It's on the share now, so
yeah.
So you'll notice here my temperatures haven't lined up. I set my fridge temperature modulator thingy bob on the 10 degrees that it recommends for the 5 days. And I was...
That's nice. And they're using Nova Lager, yeah.
For 10 degrees, yeah, that's a little on the low side than what I thought
that's
too.
The minimum. I think that's the minimum for Nova Lager.
But you can see on my gauge here, I was sitting well above that, 17, 18, 19, back down to 16. And that was lucky it dropped there because that was a cold night. But I was like, why the F is this not hitting my 10 degrees? And I checked today, I didn't have the fridge plugged into the... I had the heater plugged in. I didn't have the fridge plugged in, but
That'll do it.
Yeah, lucky what's not middle of summer. I would have had bigger strife, but I'm still within the the realm of what the east will do its job at.
Yeah.
And you can see here I've dropped down to below the gravity I was going for anyway.
Well, certainly the temperatures, like the temperature range that it's in, is not going to hurt the yeast.
Yeah, so I'll bump that. I've bumped that up to like 20 degrees for a diacetyl rest, and then I'll cold crash Sunday, Monday, and probably keg it Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm using Nova Lager on my latest beer, which is I think it's just my original bowline lager. That's the lager. That's why I'm using the Nova Lager, and yeah, like it's cooking away madly after about 3 days. Where are we? Just make sure I've got the right one up. Yeah. So you can see with mine, my temperature it was about 20 odd degrees when I took it out of the brew system, and then she's come down, and then I've cranked it up started at 18, went to 19. Now I'm up at 20.
Yep.
For a couple of days. I just dry hopped it today, but you can see the gravity just. What is that?
3 days.
That is, yeah, just bang into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because I did it Friday. I keep thinking I did it Saturday, but no, I did it Friday.
Yeah, I noticed
we're up there.
Yeah, I noticed it likes when it gets pitched at the higher temperatures too. It's pitched at a higher temperature and then coasts into what you're aiming for.
Yeah, well, some people say you can to pitch at a higher temp than what you're actually going to ferment at.
Well, yeah, Lallemand, they say that too. They recommend that.
Yeah, well, I've been doing what you've been doing because I've been watching your videos, and I thought I'll give that a go.
Mm-hmm.
And well, especially this time of year, and not having the problems with my cooling system as I was. I keep forgetting the name of that every time. But anyway, cooling the wort down.
Your plate chiller.
Yeah, me chiller, heat transfer.
I ran into a problem. My first problem I ran into on this batch, I don't know if it was the plate chiller or the pump itself, but it just wasn't pumping through the wort chiller. It just
That's sort of issue I had.
It got to the top of the hose and it plateaued. It wasn't even making it all the way in.
Yep. I thought it was the pump when that happened, and that's what if you remember, I was saying it made a big mess bloody everywhere. Yeah. What ended up being the chiller.
Yeah, and I remember what you told me last time, and I was like, oh, that could be an issue. But I ended up just backblasting a little bit of air through, blowing out any crap that was in there, plugging it back into the same sides as I had the wort and the cold water coming through, and eventually it pumped out. But I was worried for a minute.
I wonder what it is, because I
think it's a calcium buildup.
Could be something. I've never seen any shit come out of it apart from when you clean it.
Yeah.
But now I've just got this. I've just got a hose fitting that before I use it, I just connect it to the hose and then.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing now. I'll be just blasting up. If I put a little bit of extra water in my HLT, and I'll just pump some of that through the wort side of the wort chiller. I'll just pump a little bit of that water out into a bucket and then move it over to the boiler.
Obviously, it is something.
Yeah.
And yours has done it about similar time frame to the amount of use.
Yeah.
See, mine was doing.
Well, I think about the same.
a while before I worked out what it was. And it just seemed to take so long. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that almost
at least we solved the
ruined my
problem.
afternoon when that did pump through. But anyway, we live and we learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Enough about. This is what you've got going now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is what I've got going now.
Show me your recipe. I didn't get to see it. Okay.
So we've got 4.2 of Latrobe Void Atlas, which is a Pilsner grain. I was just mixing it up a little bit because I'd run out of grain, Pilsner, and I thought I had a bit more Vienna, but I only had 2.2. Then I had the 350 Carapils and the acidulated.
Yeah.
My goal normally is about 4.2. As you can see, this one's short a couple of kilos of grain, so it's down to 3.7. But when I brewed it, I actually met all my targets, so it should come out about 3.8.
Okay.
And then I've got the Nectaron, which I normally use Equinaut, but I was out of Equinaut and I had a fair bit of Nectaron left. But I've also dropped the amount, and my IBU is down a little bit because, and I can talk further why, when we sample the beers that we produced a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I learnt a lot from my citric pale ale in everything. I learnt heaps. Just as far as, well, I'm pretty sure I did, as far as hop positioning goes, and hop, not so much the quantities, but hop positioning for different styles of beer that you want.
Yeah. Do you want to
So, yeah.
elaborate on the terminology hop positioning? Is there a TLDR?
No, just something I made up in my head. I know what I'm talking about. So hop
That's good.
positioning to me is the whereabouts in the boil or outside of the boil.
Okay, makes sense.
So, like for this one here, I've got a 20-minute, I've got 15 grams of Nectaron at 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then I've got 25 grams at 10 minutes. So for me, the 20-minute is more bittering. The 10-minute is more flavour with a slight bit of bittering. And of course, you've got your 10-minute with your Citra as well. So here I've gone for more flavour and aroma than bittering.
Yeah.
And then I dry hopped it today, 60 grams of Citra. I don't generally get a lot of aroma out of the dry hop, but it's just because I'm too stingy to stick in any more Citra, and it's only me drinking it. So, yep, tastes good. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when I say hop positioning. Like the one that you've got a sample of, there was no bittering. There was, I'll bring this up here. So you'll see no bittering whatsoever. There's 20 grams of Citra at 0 boil, so 20 grams as soon as flame out.
Mm-hmm.
And then 130 grams of Mosaic at 20-minute hop stand.
Yeah.
And then 100 grams of Citra Mosaic 5 days in. I'm pretty sure it was a little bit later than 5 days, just because I forgot to do it.
That's all right.
But I'm
as long as
very, very impressed with the outcome.
Yes, I did have a sneaky sip before today's shows.
No, I wasn't game to have a sneaky sip of yours. I thought, no, I'll
Well,
let the vision
can't-
on my face.
It's still in the brown bottle. I didn't look. That's how much I took out. About that much. I'm down to here.
Okay.
Because it was very tasty. I just wanted a sneaky sip. Because don't forget, I had a horrible beer week the week before, so I've got no beer, hence the red wine.
Right. So now we're on the subject of that beer. You might as well finish your comments and your feedback.
Well, don't you have one now? Are you going to drink it? Do you have?
Yeah, that's what I'm sipping.
That's what you've got now.
This is my go-to drink for another few days until I run out.
Well, I can't really Oh, see, she's still got gas in it. I can't really comment because I had a gut full of other things that day. All I remember is it smelt delicious. It was up there with some of my favorite.
Well, what
I'm gonna
inspired me on that
I'm gonna
one?
call it a hazy pale ale. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's not even a hazy, eh? There's nothing in it to make it hazy. I mean, look at the grains.
there's no wheat
There's
or
Pilsner, Vienna, Carapils, and acidulated.
that's pretty good. It's light too, light on the mouth. Doesn't
Yeah.
There's no residual. It just
I was very impressed, and that's why I say I learnt a lot from doing that. See, I did one,
that aroma is pretty good.
and I put that down to the 130 grams in the hop stand, but 200 grams in the dry hop.
Oh yeah, that's where you're getting it.
And the inspiration was your Juice Bigelow.
Okay.
I didn't use any of the grains that they had. I didn't have any. But I think the hops I used, but I didn't use quite as much hops.
It comes out a little. It comes out a little paler on camera. Yours looks a lot paler. It's the same beer, but
Yeah, I think it's the green screen and shit behind me
it's
on my camera.
it's a little hazy, but it's clear. It's clean. It's a clean hazy.
Yeah, well, I'm on the second keg, and it hasn't cleared up any.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought if that's the price you got to pay to get a nice flavored beer, I'll pay the price.
Yeah. Well, if you were to get this flavor from cans at Dan's, I mean, you're paying 4 times that, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was very impressed.
That's a good drop, and yeah, no bittering, no.
So I called that one my citric pale ale, and that's just basically mixed up of Citra and Mosaic, just using the hops.
Oh, I do enjoy that. That's my at the moment that's my favorite type of beer. So it definitely won me over with that one.
Well, I like it, but I don't like it so much as a session beer because it's just that little bit too sweet for me to drink.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dessert beer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the kind of beer, you might drink during dinner or after dinner before you get onto the spirits or something.
But even so, I think it's a lot. It has the characteristics of a hazy pale ale, but it's hazy
Yeah.
pale ale. But it doesn't. It's not as heavy as the. It's definitely not as heavy as the Juice Bigelow. That's for sure.
No, there's not as much grain in it. And
And
it's only 4.2%, which I think your Juice Bigelow, was it up about 6%?
Let me just double check. $6.2. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it's more, it's a fuller bodied, not as lighter bodied. See, I think I only used about 8 kilos of grain.
Yeah,
8 kilos of grain.
That's a good mix. I like that.
That's about average. Between 8 and 8.5 is what I tend to use. But then that's the style of beer. I'm looking for the mid strength.
Yeah, my single batch was 5.65 kilos. So yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose I better reciprocate the and taste the sample that you sent me.
Oh gosh,
I'm a bit scared.
I'd be scared too. I was like, oh, if he cracks it out, I'll go pour one out of the keg because I haven't tipped the keg out yet.
Would you want to go and grab yourself one? Because I'm about to.
I'll go grab one. I'll get a little sip while you pour that. I'll be back in a second. Have a sip.
I'm going to wait till you come back.
Okay.
I'll pour it, but I'll wait till you come back. Well, this will be interesting. I don't know if you watched the video that Chris put out on CJ's Brewing Barbecue, but you go and have a look at the making of this beer and his feedback on it. So this is my first time that I'll be trying it, and I think it's going to be okay, but I think Chris is just not used to this type of beer, and I think
He's
it's going to
definitely
be
not.
fine.
Fuck.
So here we go.
Fuck no. Have
I
you got
smell it?
you got the Panadol ready? Oh, he's gone full schooner. Tell you what, the head came out of the keg a little cleaner than it had previously.
Yeah.
The head was coming out dark brown too.
I've smelt this type of beer before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that beer is what it should be.
It's a stout, isn't it?
It's not a stout, but that beer is not off. That's come out as it should have.
So they give me the wrong cans in the kit.
What was the beer again?
Mutton's extract. Here, I'll tell you what. If it's not a stout, I'll show you what I think they've done.
It's not a stout. It's not thick enough for a stout.
I'll
But
tell
I
you.
think it's more like a red type, not a red.
Because there was two on there.
But that is
No,
not off.
I think it's a malt here. I'll share this.
I had a feeling when I tasted it, I was going to say there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that this flavour, and it's only because I've tasted a few different craft beers from the Poorhouse, which is just up from the home brew shop I go to.
Here.
And they do it. They've got about, I don't know, 20, 30 craft beers on tap.
So I'd spoken to, oh, not spoken to. I showed Jules like what it came out with, and I'm like, oh, I think it's this stout. She's like, no, it looks more like this color here, the American Amber Ale, malty toffee hoppy.
It's certainly not what you bought.
Definitely not what I bought,
No.
but
I
think the flavor. I think the flavor has mellowed out a little bit on the bitterness, because I can actually.
Carb's pretty good too. I don't know if you probably, you can see the carb.
Yeah.
Carb pretty good.
The head retention's on it pretty good too.
Yeah. What's the ABV?
Well, on this one or the one I'm supposed to brew?
Well, that's a good point. 4.5%.
4.5. I think the other one's about the same.
You know, and drinking this after drinking my beer,
Oh, 5%, yeah.
it makes it heaps bitterer as well. But there's nothing wrong with that, mate. That is not the right beer. It's not a zesty, hazy, fruity.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, there's no off flavors.
That's why I didn't
Even
roast.
the
I didn't roast them too hard in my video. I just said it's not what I purchased. It's it's not. So it was more like a buyer beware. Just be careful if you buy from this company, because you might not get what you order. So
There's no label on the cans either, was there?
no, they were just clear cans. And you saw I tried to rinse off one of the lids too. And there was no writing on the inside of that lid to tell me what was in the can.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that beer. It's just not the beer. If you're somebody that likes a bit of beer and a bit of dark beer. So I thought initially it might be a bit of a red, but it's definitely brown.
This isn't red, but my next beer is going to be red.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'll segue over to another thing here. Pop it on the share screen. This guy here, there we go. Now everyone at home can see it. The South Australian brew beats 1,000 others. And this is a red IPA. And it's the first red IPA that has won this prestigious award. So I think I was right when I mentioned a few weeks ago that I think the red IPA is going to be the new hazy IPA in the future.
Well, it's things are changing. Things are changing. I was reading. Oh, I meant to open it, but I can't even remember where I was reading it. Which is disappointing. But it was, pretty much saying about the future to come and what styles of beer that people are going to be drinking. The people are sort of over the West Coast IPAs and the Nepias and all that now. They're getting back more towards traditional beer that we're used to.
Yeah, it goes in cycles, doesn't it? And
I
think that's why it's important to change your beer habits. Just to keep.
Look at that. This is off topic. Look at how that is sticking to the glass. That is awesome.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe if that's what I'd paid for.
As far as your head retention goes, that's doing everything.
All right.
Sticking to the glass and.
Maybe I won't tip it out. Maybe I'll. It does taste a bit better after a week in the keg.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not your style of beer. I seriously believe that beer doesn't smell off, doesn't taste off. It's just entirely different to what you bought. It's bitter. You don't like a bitter beer. I can drink that. I wouldn't. If I had 2 kegs of it, I'd drink it.
Okay, I'll drink it. I think no, it's not. Well, maybe there's probably different levels of bitterness. But it's not the bitterness on my tongue. It's the bit at the back of my throat. You know,
see your facial expressions, dude.
It's the bit at the back of my throat that just lingers there. It's like I can't have that.
Yeah, that's the bitter. That's bitter. That's what I get. I get heaps of bitterness, but I also get something else. What's the hops that's in it?
Citra and Mosaic.
I don't get those, and Citra Mosaic is what you've actually put in it.
I don't think you're supposed to get those flavors with these type of that malt extract. I don't.
Oh, so when were they put in?
Day 3 and day 10.
What's the only dry hops? No boiling. No.
Nope, dry hopped.
No boil additions.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm guessing that would have all been in the extract.
No, they don't put hops in the extract.
Okay, then it was just purely.
Well, no, that's thinking now, I think, they'd have to put hops in the extract.
I don't know how you get that bitterness without it.
No, that's it.
Anyway, enough of that garbage.
There's nothing wrong with it. It is what you made, but it's just the wrong packaging or something.
You can't drink that and go to this. This just tastes like McDonald's cordial now.
I was going to attempt to have another one, but I just not after drink. I've still got half a glass of mine.
Yeah, all right. I'll hang on to it.
Don't tip it out, even if you just hang on to it and have a sip every now and then. Put a bit of soda water in it. Put some lemonade in it. Sweeten it up. But there's nothing wrong with the beer. Just the flavour you don't like.
It's all about the flavour. Anyway.
Hey?
I said it's all about the flavour.
It is, but you don't like it. So for you not to waste it, put something a bit sweeter in there. I've done it with some shit beers that were off and still drank them. But that's how desperate I am.
No, to be honest, that does taste a bit better after a week in the keg.
Well, when I cracked open the bottle, just for future reference for yourself, there was still plenty of gas in it.
Oh, good.
And as I said, as I said, when I poured it in here, it was carbonated beautifully.
Oh, that's good. I need to get brown bottles for when I send shit up to you.
Yeah, those liter ones are bloody. I was like, it had a bit of like it's a bit slippery now, so I was trying to hold it and pour it in the glass without spilling it, dropping it.
Yeah, don't get that one everywhere. Yes, that's a sticky mess. You don't want to clean up. Yeah,
Maybe it's a
but
good
I'm
one.
going to need that bottle back, by the way. So don't sit on that beer for too long.
Well, I'll do a trade with you.
Done. Done.
Or maybe I'll fill it with my next beer, which I should be kegging in a couple of days, which is my lager version of the Bowline with the different hops.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll fill this bottle up here with the Bocktober, red Bocktober.
Oh, yep.
Because I'll be coming up for a round of golf in a couple of weeks. So
Oh, there you go.
actually, you should put your name down for that too.
What,
Round of golf. Yeah, bring solo.
Oh, when is it? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, whenever Jules is going to Fiji. Be you,
weeks.
me,
Yeah, I'll
Kranger,
still be here.
Guy.
And the designated driver is solo.
Yeah, I think we'll just drive the golf buggies home. Who cares?
The last time I had a game of golf, dude, is
Probably when you came out with us last.
probably that would be it. How long ago was that? That was before I bought the news agency. That's before I bloody.
No.
Yeah.
No, not that long. No.
Well,
I think you squeezed one in.
did I? Oh well.
Yeah, it was a Sunday, I think.
Because that's about 9 years ago.
Oh, it wasn't that. Yeah, it definitely wasn't that long ago.
Well, I've dropped you off there a few times, but I don't recall playing. But
No,
I'll have to get all the cobwebs off them.
Yeah, and the clubs too.
Ha ha ha! It's a comedian. Right, yeah. What do we got up? What do we got up next? You've got a little article, or is that the article you brought up before?
That was one of the articles, but I was just going to go on about Bilson's. You heard about Bilson's collapsing?
Oh well, that was one of my things I had as well. So yeah, go.
Oh, you had that? No.
Yeah.
I was just gonna mention how volatile the industry is, because they reported $120 million last year, and now this year they're going into voluntary administration. So
they're hoping to come out of it. The little news article I've got. I'll just read you a bit of a letter. This is the bit of a letter that they wrote. Today we made some excruciatingly difficult decisions to put Bilson's into voluntary administration. In 2017 is when they bought it, and then they started to turn things around.
okay.
But there was a couple of things that they did. I'll read this paragraph. Over the course of 7 years, everyone's hard work and passion has resulted in overwhelming support for people over Australia and some pretty incredible business growth. Unfortunately, the growth masked several mistakes we made along the way as our systems and processes failed to keep up. We're ultimately responsible for these mistakes, and we know that we have let people down, and we're devastated and sorry. But they also go on towards the end of that letter to say that they're hoping the administrators, not liquidators, because liquidators are when you're gone. Administrators are trying to help you recover and get back.
Yeah, that's
trading.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're hoping to be able to pull through it. So fingers crossed they can, because there's a lot of impact on people that use it. I've only ever used their cordials to mix with soda water and spirits. You just put a bit of spirit in there, put the cordial in there, and then top it up with soda water. I think Madeline, she likes some of their lolly waters, their vodkas and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one that we picked up out of the cheap bucket at Dan Murphy's up in Gold Coast. That was the one Jules and Mia were raving about that mixed 10-pack. Oh no, was it mixed 10-pack? Maybe, I can't remember. But
it could have been.
I know they got some cans, and they said that was their favorite one.
But I was watching a video, and these people touring around Australia, and they actually went into the brewery, and it's huge as far as their retail shop goes. They got like all these different sections and bottles and bottles and bottles.
Jesus.
So it's pretty impressive. So it would be a shame to see them go. That'd be a pretty big part of history.
It is concerning because you see a lot of the little guys go under, and then when the big guys start going under,
Yeah.
Oof. Does anyone?
Do you have a image of it?
Of the
brewery?
Yeah, I think so. The big brick building.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got one. If you haven't, just to bring it up, just to show people.
Yeah, this big dog here.
Yeah, it's the same image. I think we got it. We must have both got it from the Crafty Points.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
pretty good.
Actually, I got this from news.com.au, but they're probably reporting the same shit.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. The business had extraordinary growth. I was just reading it.
You're reading mine.
Only what you said, so it's already what you told us.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just whipping that up because I was going to talk about it last week, but we got carried away.
Yeah, because I think all that happened last month, wasn't it?
I hate to think how it would estimate my age. So let me bring in child and adolescent psychologist Claire Rowe, live from Sydney. Good to talk to you, Claire.
Sorry about that. I clicked one of the ads and I'm like, what? I didn't know our viewers could comment. No, it definitely wasn't a viewer.
Oh, I was going to say you haven't got a
would have been nice.
Have you?
It would have been nice. No, I clicked an ad. It was some guy talking. Freaked the shit out of me though. Anyway, I might flick on a sneaky toilet break if you're down for that. Then we can get into wrap up the last end of this show.
Yeah, last 15 minutes.
Yep. All right. Be right back, lads.
Don't go back. We'll be right away.
All right. Thank you for sticking out that short little break there. Oh, I just remembered what I need to do in that little be right back. I got to plug the affiliate link that I got from Brewfather.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they approved the affiliate link, so can
Good.
start promoting them.
Yeah. Awesome.
Get a little kickback. It might help support us in our adventures in the future.
Our huge adventures. Oh, I did have one thing. I didn't have it on our itinerary, but something. I've been. I've got the Brewzilla 64 Gen 4. Gen 4?
Gen 4. Yes.
And I've had it for, you reckon, over 12 months now? Have to be over 12 months.
Yes, I do. I do think it's.
I think I got it just after you got yours.
Yes. Yep.
Anyway, my biggest bugbear is it's running the small pump, the 3-watt pump, which is the same as the 35s and stuff like that. And I've always had a problem since I had it, except for the first maybe 4 or 5 brews. The pump was jamming up. So after every, like, it'd jam up and I'd have to get it out somehow. And it was really giving me the shits. So every time I'd pull the pump out after I'd done what I did with the brew, and I'd have to sand because it's magnetic pump. There's no working cog, so it's a magnet that runs around and enclosed, and then that's how the impeller works.
Yeah.
So I had to sand the impeller back because the finest bit of anything was clogging it. And like with the Gen 4, I'm sure you're aware, it's got the false bottom, it's got the bottom in the mash tun, and then it's got the false bottom that's supposed to stop all the grain and hops going to
that does a shit job.
Yeah, it does a shit job. It doesn't. It just.
Is that what that extra mesh is for? You know, that extra round piece of mesh? It's supposed to go on top of that on the bottom to stop.
Well, the obviously in the development of the Gen 4, the way the heat elements are. Sorry for coughing. They had issues with the heat concentrate when it comes down through the mash tun, and the heat wasn't dispersing evenly. So that is the false bottom is, yes, one, to try and stop a lot of the crap from going down, and two, to make it goes down and round the outside and down, like to make your flow come down, outside and down. Does that make sense? But I think the part that I'm saying makes it, there's a false bottom. You can buy a false bottom. Then there's another part, because of the heat distribution, must have been concentrating in an area, that they've got this other part, which is a solid bit of aluminium that screws to the bottom of the false bottom.
Right, okay.
But either, the false bottom it still lets crap through. So I think about 3 times earlier in the year, I had 3 or 4 times I had to pull it apart and sand back the impeller to stop it clogging up all the time. It's just very fine particles, like it was that close. I think it was a fault with the impeller because it had a little bump coming out on it in the mold. So,
okay.
So anyway, that's been my biggest bugbear the whole time. It's like, fuck. So now this week they've come out with a Gen 4.1, and guess what? The main fix is.
Okay.
They've put the 6-watt pump on it.
Okay.
They put the 6-watt pump on it, and they've also got a tube that's got the liters and everything on it. It's
got a tube.
You know how we've just got the alloy tube that goes up for our.
Oh, so if you wanted to use it for a HLT, you could see that from the outside.
Well, where you look inside, even when you're sparging, and you think, oh, you put this much in.
Yes, okay, Yes, that's good because I'm often in there with a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
me, all I do now is I just don't put my full amount of sparge water in until I've taken the mash tun. I've got rid of it, and then I'll just. It's only a couple of litres, so I'm not missing out on I don't believe I'm missing out on a lot.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know, but I'm one for extracting. But I've been meeting since I changed my mash efficiency. I've been meeting all my levels, so
Yeah. Okay.
so that's what I did. So I don't really think, to me, the biggest problem they've had and why they haven't had them on in the past is finding the right material to put there. Because if they use polycarbonate, it gets brittle and doesn't like heat.
Yeah.
And then if they use glass, same issue. The glass when it's boiling could just shatter.
Okay.
So they've used this other material now, apparently. So yeah, Gen 4.1. I'm thinking it's only been out 12 months and we got a 4.1 already. But they've fixed the main problem that I've had issues with is that friggin' pump.
Are they going to sell that pump as a spare part? Can you
I'm
just?
hoping they sell it as a 4.1 upgrade. I've tried to buy the pump. You can buy the pump. I've got a pump, but it's not the one that it's required. Even in the bottom of the actual brew system are the screws for you to put that pump in.
When did
But
that?
I've never been able to buy the pump.
When was that released?
Well, it'd be 18 months ago.
No.
You're talking about the 4.1?
Yeah.
Well, I only saw it this week. So
Okay.
it could have come out a little bit earlier, but I normally sort of comes out fairly quick.
Yeah, no, I hadn't seen it. But yeah, it's probably been about a week since I was on there. So, okay.
But it just come up in my YouTube feed.
Ooh, maybe it's
Yeah,
time.
well,
maybe it's time for CJ to get an upgrade. Do some reviews.
Get the 4.1. It's about $900.
We can do a side by side, yours and the new one.
Well, apart from that, they're identical. That YouTube and the new tube and the new pump, they're identical.
So obviously you're not the only one with that problem, if that's what they've done.
No, and it was a pain in the ass because it partway generally it never failed during a mash. Never had it fail during a mash. It was generally when I was transferring into the fermenter. That's when it would fail.
Yeah.
Or when I was cleaning, it would fail, and then I'd have to pull it all apart. And now, what it's doing now is it's just not turning on. So I think there's a fault there somewhere. I have to hit the belt.
Well, you know, you got these come with a few years warranty.
Does it? Did it? I thought I only had 12 months warranty.
Well, I know. No, I'm pretty sure it's 3 years.
I'll double check that, and if it is, I might hit them up and say, "What's the go?"
Send me your pump.
And they'll just say, "Oh, you got shit coming through." I said, "Mate, I've bought everything to stop the shit coming through." Still does. Like even when I did,
you're always going to get shit coming through. It's part of the. That's part of it.
No, but the way they push it is, you do this. Part of the Whirlpool. The Whirlpool, when they say Whirlpool edition, and you spin, create a Whirlpool, is so it all sits in the middle. It doesn't go down the outsides of it all. That doesn't work. I mean, not a lot of people, well, they might, but not a lot of people do Whirlpools anymore. It's all just a hop stand. And because we got all this stuff, not to have to worry about doing a Whirlpool.
Well, that sounds like a great first episode for the Molten Hops channel. Is just a breakdown of what's going wrong and how you go about fixing it. And if anyone has this problem, here's how they can fix it. And if you get pushback from Kegland of not fixing, it over the warranty, then, if other people are having the problem and you can solve it, I think that's a clickable video.
Yeah, well, it's quite a coincidence that their 4.1 basically fixes that problem with a 6 watt pump. So And it's not so much. Well, what it is if you got, and we worked this out. Even doing a single batch, you're using more water. So the head pressure on the water is a lot more. But I think the 6-watt pump in my 40-litre Guten, I only had a problem with it like 2 years down the track, and I had to pull it apart, clean it up a couple of times, put it back together. But that's a few years down the track. This I did 6 months into it, less than 6 months into it. It's like, so there's obviously an issue there. So, mind you, the Guten was Keg King, and the Bruzilla is Keg Land. But I think they're the same bloody pump manufacturers. Pretty sure of that.
Possibly. Considering their background, I think they know a lot of the same suppliers.
Yeah. All right, so to lighten it up before we get off the heavy stuff.
No, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down another notch. This Monday, the tax on spirits and beer is going up another 2%.
Oh, so is it this Monday?
It's this Monday, yeah.
That's shit. I was reading an article where they're trying to get the government to step in and subsidise something, but
yeah,
they're killing businesses and killing employment.
Yeah, not just manufacturers, pubs too. They're copping it. They're doing surveys too, because I think they're lobbying to get rid of this tax or to lower this tax. And yeah, everyone's just saying that we're staying at home to drink because it's just too expensive. I saw an article, a news article the other day, and the Great Aussie Shout is just now the Great Aussie Drought because no one's shouting beers at the pub anymore. It's too expensive. It's every man for themselves.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I must have closed it, I don't know. But I was reading something about the government. How that, well, pretty much, a third, whenever you buy alcohol, a third of that goes straight to the government.
Well, I could tell you just under the half, well, this is just for a carton of beer. So just under the cost of half a carton of beer, well, half the cost of a carton of beer is taxed. So what you got left, you've got 25% for the you've got that 50% to split between the manufacturer and the the dealer.
Yeah. So you got the reseller.
Yeah.
Your manufacturer generally deals directly with the resellers, which is the likes of Dan Murphy's, BWS, and all that, and that's one price, and then you've got different prices for the pubs and stuff. So, of course, if your tax is a third of everything, even after you cover your costs, there's not a lot to split. So, yeah, that leaves 60%, 30% for the manufacturer, and 30% for the retailer. So the manufacturer is going to want, I don't know, more than 30%. They're going to want 50%.
Yeah, we know how these big dogs roll. They try and squeeze the manufacturer for as much as they can. Anyway, that was just a quick little downer. All right, let's bring it up. Let's bring the mood up. You going first on this one?
I can do that. It's only a quickie, but it's quite funny.
All right.
Get back there. I didn't start you. It's only short. I thought I had another one, but I don't. Anyway.
Oh, that's good. I've already got to go to the toilet again, so let's wrap this up.
Holy dooly, mate. Where are we?
I'll just go now while you fuck around with that.
Righto. Well, I'll show you guys, and he can watch it when he comes back. Oh, here we go. I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing again. All right. It's actually all wasting beer, but there is a punchline. That's pretty cool. Righto. Wait for Mr. CJ to return.
I hate to break it to you that if I can't see it, they can't see it because I have to flick the screen over to the share screen.
Oh, well, I just wasted 2 minutes of talking to myself.
Come on, it's gone 10 seconds.
Haven't you flicked that over? I thought you would have just flicked it over.
No,
Doesn't
because sometimes these boomers, they take a good 20 minutes to load up the video they're going to play.
Oh, well, so I've got it on Meet, so you need to bring it up on the screen.
Oh, we can all see it now. It
Are
only
you
takes,
good to go?
yeah, it only takes me a second. Yeah.
Righto.
Hey, we were talking about golf too.
Wasting beer.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
That's the clip name.
Hey, he had me. He had me.
Have you seen them other clips where they it's like they're pouring it down the sink? You know, they're showing you they're pouring it down the sink and then the bottle down and
yeah, they're like, I'm done with alcohol, and they're tipping it out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh. I like the ones where it's out of the side. I'll do a pretend one. And they're like, the glass is here, and they're like, the bottle comes in and like, no more. And the camera
It's
pulls
their
out
arm.
and it's them pouring it.
Yeah, I watched one of them the other day, and I'm thinking, what? Who says no to filling up the beer glass? And then it zooms out.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's.
What do you got for us?
I'll have to take over the screen share here. Where did you download that video? Was that a?
It was an email sent to me during the week.
Oh, we got some write-ins, do we? Nice.
Oh, just a regular email that he sent, like just a fella, his friend. Remember Phil Hill? He had Outlaw, the yacht. He just sends me random jokes from time to time.
Oh, nice. Mine's pretty bad. I'll skip to the good part.
And say the quality's pretty shit.
Hold up. Oh, it's an old video. It's 9 years old.
Yeah, it was like the one I think I had last week.
We can do it with 720p.
Look at him go. Boom.
6 cruises in 3 minutes.
That whole bottle, I reckon, just come out then.
Boom.
6
cruises. He did.
He sculled them all down.
Fraser's getting under 6 minutes because he feels like it.
Ready?
Look at him go. Boom.
6 cruises in 3 minutes.
Got his mate.
No way.
Nailed him.
I'd wanting to be returned the favour.
Oh, wouldn't you what? Yeah, anyway, that's what I had. Yeah.
That's
all right.
funny.
You done here?
I am done, sir.
All right. I wish you sent some more of those beers down because they're pretty good.
Yeah. The problem is, if I sent more to you, that'd be less for me.
Yeah, you're already on your second keg. That's you're powering through that one.
Well, to just fill you in, like when I kegged it Thursday. Kegged it last Thursday.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
okay.
Then I had a sample for you.
Don't blame me for this. It was less like 700 mils. Come on, man.
750. Don't shortchange me.
Oh, okay.
And then I did 8 bottles for Saturday because Solo and I went to Milberdale to watch the off-road buggies.
Okay, we'll talk about that offline. Yep.
And the rest of it, I think I changed over the keg yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, pretty much. So, what's that? Thursday, Friday, let's say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days, 4.5 days.
Well, I don't blame you. That beer tasted amazing. So definitely put that in the log for Christmas because I can see us sitting around sipping on those ones.
Well, it's only 4.2% too, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones I hit my ABV.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me.
Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around to the end. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
guys.
hanging out. I hope you've learnt something or didn't spew after that last video that I played. Apologies for that one. That's all I had in the bank. But if you've got any suggestions or feedback, leave it in the comments below, and we'll catch you all in the next video.
See you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.